Okay, just want to thank you guys so much for being here. I know that if you're here with us now or if you're listening in, it's because that Patty really cares about you. And she's been learning a lot about health and nutrition, as have both Katie and I. And we just are excited to share with you a lot of what we've learned through the years. There's so much to understand about health and nutrition, and it's stuff that's not typically talked about very clearly. So I know when you have greater understanding about something, you're able to then, really take action. And I feel like our health is one of the greatest gifts we've been given, because when we have our health, we have abundance in every other area of our life. We have abundance in our relationship and our workouts and how we think and process things and how we parent. I mean, we just feel better. So we generally are going to do better in life. So, okay, looks like somebody else is getting on. Rita, good, good. Okay, so, but we're excited that you're here and listening in. My name is Wendy Erdman, and I'm a retired nurse. I've been focused on prevention and health prevention for the past 19 years, and I'll share a little bit about my journey, and you'll understand why I'm so passionate about it. But I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can see a presentation here. Okay, let's see here. There we go. Okay, can you see that okay, you guys? Okay, so I am here with my friend Katie, very dear friend, and Patty. We're friends from church, and so the three of us are here together. Katie and I will primarily be doing the presentation, and Patty will be sharing a little something at the end. But this is about how to have one simple change in your life that can really impact your overall health. We are all about inspiring healthy living. I'm very passionate about that, and we are part of this healthy living community. And I'll share a little bit more later about how you can tap into this community by getting, free cookbooks, and there's webinars there on all kinds of different health situations and how to be healthier. So just want to invite you to be a part of that, and I'll share that website with you towards the end, okay? So we're going to go ahead and jump in. So healthy living used to be much more simple than it is today. And I know you guys are young, a lot of you that are on the call tonight. But, I think back on my childhood, and it was so much more about, fresh fruits and veggies, grandma's garden, playing in the garden, helping in the garden. Kids used to play outside so much. And now today what we're seeing is something totally different. It's very much about the screen and socializing on the screen, when we used to be out, running around until it was dark and drinking water from the hose. It really wasn't a concern to do that. And when we went to bed at night, boy, we were exhausted. We had been playing hard, learning hard, doing a lot. And it's very different today. Let me get rid of this. Whoops, hold on one second. There we go. So, now sitting around that family table is replaced by a lot of fast foods nowadays. Everybody's on the go so much more. We're a very fast-paced, convenience-focused society. And so that's what we're seeing. We're seeing like really quick eating, and conversations around the table just aren't happening as much as they used to. Again, going back to like the video games and the screens, screen focus of today's society and children, not as much playing outside and outdoors. And then the sugary sodas, the diet sodas, those are often being replaced by that good, healthy water that we should be drinking. And, energy drinks are needed because, boy, people are exhausted by the middle of the day anymore, just having a hard time keeping going throughout the day. So, so we're here to help you focus on how do you take care of you? What does that look like to take care of you? And I want you to think about that personally for you. So eating real food, when you consider the food that you're eating, is it real quality food, fruits and vegetables, not in a can, not in a box, not in a package, but real food? Consider how much you're exercising. Exercise is so important. Our heart is actually a muscle, so we've got to exercise the heart by doing aerobic exercise, but then also strengthening our muscles. And as we strengthen our muscles, we're building our bone and having that good strong bone health happening. So, how much are you exercising? Hopefully a good 4 or 5 days a week, you're able to get that in. Drinking water, we tend to say half of your body weight in ounces is really going to be important. If you're drinking caffeine or any type of caffeinated beverage, of course, you're going to need more because that is dehydrating to the body. And getting that 6 or 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, that's going to be really important. I can't believe how much better I feel when I've had 7 to 8 hours versus like 5 or 6. It's just night and day for me, but it's because our cells are rested. There's a lot of hormones, things that are going on in the body, chemical changes going on in the body, and the body just needs to rest. Our brains need to rest. So it's very important. But one of the things that is proven is that fruits and vegetables, getting an abundant amount of them, is proven to be one of the most crucial. And here we have a quote from hold on. Dr. Sears, many of you guys probably know Dr. Sears. He's a pediatrician, and he says that 75% of chronic diseases, all chronic diseases, are preventable through good nutrition. Okay, so if we can get good nutrition in our body, can you imagine our country being 75% healthier than it is today? Okay, so there are 2 trends taking place in our country, and we're going to talk just really quickly about those trends. First of all, environmental toxins are increasing, and I think we can all agree that we live in kind of a chemical world anymore. That, and also kind of a radioactive world when you consider all the cell towers and all the cell phone usage going on. There's just a lot of external things that our bodies are fighting against. And I don't know if we think about this so much, but we really do want to protect our bodies as much as we can. And, maybe get an air purifier, or water purifier. Certain things we can control and some we can't. So it's just good to be reminded that, yes, we want to do what we can in this area. But our food quality is really decreasing. And this is where, we'd really like to primarily focus. Our bodies, reach this perfect storm when we're not taking care of ourselves. And we land with so often some sort of autoimmune situation, allergies, cancer for some people, heart disease for some people. And it's something that we really need to be aware of. What we put in our body really is how our bodies are going to respond in health. And when you look at the majority of the food, all the middle aisles in the grocery store, and look at the labels, so much of that is going to be preservatives, additives, flavor enhancers, trans fats, artificial colors. So much of it you're not even going to be able to pronounce. If you can't pronounce it, you definitely don't want to be putting it in your body. Synthetic vitamins we'll talk about here shortly, but our bodies can't recognize those. But they'll say that, this bread is enhanced with all these vitamins. It's just not going to be recognizable to the body. So we really want to consider, what we're putting in and, focus on that. The reason why we want to do that is because, all of these things, the external environmental toxins, the internal toxins that we're putting in our body, the stressful lifestyles that we all live so often, all of these things contribute to what's called oxidative stress, which is linked to poor health. Okay, when the oxidative stress is high in the body, our bodies are going to be tired, they're going to be exhausted, they're trying to do a lot and they're having a hard time. So we feel tired, we feel exhausted. And, if you think about each of the human cells, the DNA is hit about 10,000 times a day by mutagenic antioxidants. And so what we need to do is, so that there's not damage to the DNA, there's not damage to the cells, is we want to protect those cells. We want to protect our bodies, but it starts at that cellular level. And so we want to be thinking, how can we protect ourselves? And the best defense is going to be antioxidants from fruits and vegetables. Look at all these different God-given colors and tastes and just a unique array of things that go in our body, and then they go to work. I mean, they are about giving, anti, meaning going against that oxidation. They're antioxidants. So when we put these different pieces of produce in our body, they are going to go to battle, basically. They're going to go to war on protecting and diminishing that oxidation that's taking place. And we really do need the variety. We need the color. When you look at the tomatoes here in this picture, they're going to be really good for the skin health and protecting against skin cancer. And prostate health for men. They're known to just really help men to fight that. Cruciferous vegetables, the broccoli, the cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, those kinds of things are really good for breast health for women. And we know that there is so much breast cancer today. Well, this is one of the measures that we can take as women to really fight against that. So very important that we're getting that. Carrots, as we know, are very high in the carotenoids. They're very good for eye health, and so on and so forth. Berries and grapes are great for cardiovascular system. So research is showing that not only are fruits and vegetables good for us, they're also uniquely designed to really empower a particular part of the body. So we do want to get that variety, we do want to get the color, and we want to be mindful of that rather than, every day having the same thing over and over again, which I know is very common to do. So the news isn't that fruits and vegetables are good for you. It's that they are so good for you that they could save your life. And that is so true with what the research is showing, what I've been studying for 19 years. They are powerful in the body. We've always heard, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, yes, I agree with that. But we want to get, the broccoli a day will keep the doctor away. We really want to be thinking about how can we get this strong variety of different fruits and vegetables. And, today's produce, it's being mass produced, and it really has less of a nutritional punch than it used to, anywhere from 5 to 40% less of a nutrition content. And that's why it used to be 5 a day. And now they're saying, yes, you need 7 to 13 a day. And that's of the raw fruits and vegetables. It's not just, eating, just some stir fry. We want to get it raw as much as we possibly can, because that's the living food. We're living people, so we need living food. And so it's really important that we really try to get that raw. And then, many people, they know they're not getting enough nourishment. They know they're not eating well. And so people are taking vitamin pills. But a lot of research is showing that vitamins can't prevent anything in our, any type of disease or sickness or cancer. And the reason being is that when you look at a vitamin pill, you're going to get anywhere from like 25 to 50, maybe, nutrients in a vitamin pill. Okay, the body sees that, it recognizes it somewhat, maybe. A lot of it's synthetic and goes right through you anyway. But when you look at an apple, here on the side, the right side, we have 300 of the 10,000 nutrients that are in an apple. Okay, so they're not obviously all listed here. We'd go on for pages. But so that apple is doing so much, but it's the harmony of the 10,000 as God intended it. So when you eat that tomato, it's the harmony of that 10,000 in that tomato that's slightly different composition, but it's what our cells are designed for. So it's completely different than a vitamin pill. It's whole food nutrition, and our bodies were designed for whole food nutrition, for prevention of disease and protection and for flourishment. When you look at a cell and think about a cell in the body and it's getting really good nourishment from whole foods, versus a cell that is trying to get nourishment from 30 to 50 vitamins, isolated out. It's just a completely different story. And these couple concepts that I'm sharing with you came to light for me in a really dark moment of my life. I had been battling an autoimmune disease for about 10 years. This was about 20 years ago, but had the autoimmune disease for 10 years. And I was just absolutely exhausted. I was trying to figure out how to raise my children, homeschool my children, just really get through the day, sometimes with having a hard time getting off the couch a lot of those days. So, with that came depression and anxiety, wondering, God, what can I do to help you? I can't get off the couch. I wanted to serve him. And it was just a really very difficult time. And so it was a cry to God for help. I'll never forget it. And I felt like, the response was this movement in me to find out about the power of his creation and nutrition. And, things just completely started turning around for me shortly after I started trying to juice with the pain I was in. But it was also around that time that my doctor told me about a way to get this fruits and veggies in a capsule, this Juice Plus, that is grown in nutrient-rich soil and grown to the peak ripeness, which is so hard to find today. And it's just crushed so that you're getting the whole food. And it made sense to me because it was what I was researching. It's what I was studying and reading about and talking to people about, because I knew it had to be the answer for me. So within about 3 months of getting started on the Juice Plus, I just started, like my irritable bowel cleared up. That started clearing up the quickest for me. I felt like there was this fog that was lifting over time, and I started having a little more clarity of thought. And the fibromyalgia, after about maybe 8 to 10 months, I felt like exercising again. I had gone from being an athlete doing triathlons to, having a hard time getting out of bed. And now I was able to finally get out and start walking again and start working out gradually. And I've never felt better. I've been taking the product now for 19 years. I can't keep it to myself. It's something that I've got to share with other people because of what's going on in people's bodies today. They're having a hard time staying nourished enough to stay healthy and to feel good and to feel energetic. So grateful to share this message. I am going to turn it over to my friend Katie, who's going to share a little bit more with you about the Juice Plus products.
Yeah, thank you. So Wendy was introducing us to Juice Plus. So what is it? You can see these capsules here and all the pretty fruits and vegetables surrounding it. Juice Plus is just simply 30 raw vine ripened fruits, vegetables, and berries. It comes in capsule form or gummies, a chewable gummy that is delicious. I think it's candy. My kids love them too. You can see that it's a big variety of just a wide variety of fruits and vegetables. And it even includes peel. You can see in here there's peel, an orange peel included, and I didn't know, but only 80%. Actually, there's 80% itself. But how many of us are eating, orange peel? Probably none of us. So you can get all sorts of like bilberry, just black currant. I wouldn't even know where to buy a bilberry. So anyway, it's an incredible variety of things. There's no added junk. There's no synthetics in there. It's just completely plant food in the capsules. So the next slide I'm going to show you is actually we have a smoothie mix called Complete. It comes in chocolate and vanilla. It is also just plant protein. You can use it as a meal or a snack. It has 13 grams of plant proteins, and a lot of people are looking for more protein, a way to get a healthy form of protein into their diet, and this is an excellent option. There's also 8 grams of fiber. It's vegan, it's gluten-free, dairy-free, non-GMO, it's low glycemic, and won't make your sugar spike. So when you put these two together, you actually have 50 whole foods. If you put the complete shake and you're taking the Juice Plus capsules or gummies, you're actually getting 50, which is so wonderful just to flood your body with those. I want to tell you about what this plant power did to my health once I started taking it a few years ago. I really had a health crisis about 5 years ago. I was sick constantly just with colds and crud and stuff like that. And my kids would get sick and then I would get it. But then I went into a period of time where I just had extreme fatigue. I could hardly function. It was a really stressful time in my life. I know the stress brought on a lot of these things, extreme fatigue, some IBS symptoms, some gynecological symptoms. My doctor diagnosed me with leaky gut and I changed my diet, and I started to take a lot of expensive supplements. And I felt like, okay, this is going to help. But sadly, after a number of months, after doing everything I could to turn my health around, I wasn't really feeling much better. And it was a very dark and hopeless time, just trying to figure out what can I do to get better. And about this time, I moved to where I live now, and I saw Wendy, and I remembered from living here before that she had an autoimmune issue. And so I asked her to tell me what she had figured out from that. And she shared with me about the 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables that you need daily in your body to be healthy. And actually, if you're sick or you're an athlete, you need more like 13 to 16 servings, which is a huge amount of servings. But I had never heard this. My doctors had told me to remove things and to add these supplements, these synthetic vitamins, but I had never heard them talk about adding this big volume of produce into my diet. And so I thought, well, how do you get 7 to 16 servings? I needed a lot since I didn't feel well. And Wendy introduced me to Juice Plus, and she introduced me to the research, which I'll talk about in just a minute, circle back to that. But I decided to take this for a year, and the results were wonderful. After 3 or 4 months, I stopped catching every viral infection that went by, and just wasn't catching colds as often, and feeling good, having energy. But really about the 8-month point, the horrible fatigue, and I just felt like I was living with jet lag, all of that dissipated. And I felt like I was getting my life back. Really, I was functioning. I felt good. It was just such a gift to get up in the morning and feel good. About this time, I also was diagnosed with a small area of breast cancer, and I was just really grateful that I was flooding my body with the fruits and vegetables, because I recovered from all those treatments really quickly. And I know that's because of just good nutrition and giving my body what it needed, the fuel it needed. The next slide, the question is, well, what's unique? What's different about Juice Plus? Well, first of all, it's not a vitamin. It's it's whole food. It's just real food. It even has a nutrition label on the back of the bottle, like food has, right? If you bought like frozen vegetables, you would have a food label on the back. So does Juice Plus, because it's just completely food. It also has an NSF certification, which what that means basically is that there's stringent standards for, they test for pesticides, mold, bacteria. It's very clean. They have the highest standards for the growing, and it's safe for everyone. And thirdly, it's the most thoroughly researched nutritional product in the world. And the next slide will show us that there's 38 studies by major hospitals and universities. And there's 20 reputable medical journals that have published Juice Plus studies. And if you can read all these different, institutions that have done research and published them. And this is why doctors stand behind Juice Plus and will recommend it to their patients, because the research is just impeccable. And what does the research show us? The research shows us, look at all these different things. It's great for reducing oxidative stress. It's wonderful for your health. It's great for lowering inflammation, strengthening your heart, your lungs. The one that I like the most is the top one. It says that Juice Plus is bioavailable. And what does that mean? Well, it means that it's absorbed into your bloodstream. And why would that be important? Well, it was important to me because I was taking all those expensive supplements and kind of wondering, are these doing anything? Are they even being absorbed into my blood? Because I'm taking them and I'm not feeling better, I'm not improving. But I love that there is research showing that yes, in fact, the Juice Plus is being absorbed in your bloodstream and being used and sent throughout your body. So, and the next really cool thing that I love to talk about is the Healthy Starts for Families program that Juice Plus has. And this is an amazing deal. If an adult takes Juice Plus, then a child between the ages of 4 and 18 can receive it for free for 4 years. And I'm doing this with my kiddos. Started a few years ago. I had my younger daughter doing the Healthy Starts program with me. And after a couple months, she stopped catching colds all the time. And when she does catch something, it's generally a lot lighter and it lasts a lot shorter amount of time. Wonderful. And then my older daughter over the last couple of years has noticed this, that her sister and her mother aren't as sick as much. And she realized that she was the one catching things. And so she actually asked for Christmas to have Juice Plus as well. So she is now doing the Healthy Starts program with my husband taking it. So she also is getting it for 4 years for free. We're all doing it, but 2 of us are getting it for free, which is excellent. It's an awesome deal. Another wonderful thing about this is that I've seen in my family is that my children have a a greater palate for a wider variety of fruits and vegetables, because you crave what you put in your body. And so as we add the fruits and vegetables through the capsules and the gummies, all of us are craving healthier things. We're craving more salads, we're craving more broccoli. People are asking for Brussels sprouts and things like that. So you just can't put a price on that, right? Your children asking for salads. So another cool thing that we have is a tower garden if you like to grow your own fruits and vegetables. This is super cool. It takes 98% less water, 90% less space, 30% more yield, 3 times faster. So kids in particular love to do this and help, grow their own food. We have a newer product called an Omega blend. There's 10,000 medical journal studies that show how omega fatty acids help all the organs in your body, but especially your brain, your heart, and your eyes. And what makes our omega different? Because there's a ton of these out there on the market, right? Lots of different omega blends or just omega vitamins, but most of those only have omega-3, and ours has 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. Ours is also 100% plant-based. We skip the fish and go right to the source, which actually it's not the fish that has the oil, it's actually what they eat, which is the algae. So we skip the fish and go straight to the algae to get the oil. It's got a cold fusion technology so that the oils aren't exposed to heat. So I'm going to just wrap up here and say that, there we go, that Juice Plus is it's easy. For one, right? It's very easy just to put that in your diet and take it every day, but it's also affordable. And the screen just shows a few of the price breakdowns. There's other ways you can purchase, other combinations of things, but this just shows just in general that for less than $3 a day, you can add quite a punch of fruits and vegetables and berries to your diet. So to me, this is a really small price for what I've gained my health. And I'm going to have Patti now share with us just why she decided to add Juice Plus to her routine, and then we'll kick it back to Wendy to close for us.
Well, hello, and thank you for coming, my friends and my family. Last winter, I did a weight loss program, and part of it was logging your meals, and I could see from doing that we were not eating enough vegetables or fruits. In fact, the recommended amount seemed almost impossible. Then I heard about Juice Plus and the vegetables and fruit capsules that could give us the recommended amounts. I was a little hesitant because I have trouble swallowing pills, but I started on them last Saturday. And so far it's going well. They're not as big as I was afraid they would be, and I'm really excited to share this with all of you. So thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks, Patti. It is exciting, you guys. We are, we work with a lot of people, and it's just so awesome to watch as they're getting better nutrition in their body. The children are getting healthier, and what is actually taking place, as you saw in the Children's Health Study. These children don't have attention deficit disorder. They really have nutrition deficit disorder. So there's just a lot of nourishment that's not getting in their bodies. So, and adults as well, where there used to be a handful of autoimmune diseases, now there's, over 100 autoimmune diseases. So it's just, from when I worked in the hospital and looking at where we are today, it's just so much worse than it used to be. So our mission is to really get this message out, make sure it's clear, make sure questions are answered, and to offer you the free resources that we do have and would love for you to go to. If you notice at the bottom here, it says healthylivingrevolution.com. It's a wonderful website where you can go and get just some wonderful, easy, healthy recipes in the cookbooks that we have there. We also have Healthy Living Live webinars. So if you're wanting to understand, how do you nourish, eye health if you're having an issue there, or if somebody is pregnant and they're looking to really eat healthy, or, there's just all kinds of situations, and you can listen to healthcare professionals specifically talk about, different issues. And then there's one there called The Gift of Hope, where a nurse goes over in more greater detail the the research that we have on the product. Also very good. So if you want to check out that website, I think you're going to find a lot there. There's even workout routines there, you know, Pilates and yoga and different exercise routines. So take a look. But we want to thank you for joining us, and just want to see if you guys have any questions. I'm going to stop the screen share here, and I will stop the recording.